Hello and welcome. Today I'm coming to you from a bit of a different angle than usual. We switched desks actually, so Robin is now at that desk and I'm here. Sorry, my chair is super squeaky today. But I'm sitting here now with my sewing machine and he's sitting there. But yeah, so I thought this might be a nice background with a bit of depth and everything, layers, you know. So yeah, thank you for being here. And if you don't know me, my name is Sjösvärd and I'm a knitwear designer, a content creator and soon to be a writer. This is my weekly podcast. I'm aiming for it to be a weekly podcast. Sometimes, you know, there isn't time or energy or, you know, special things that make it hard for me to publish a video every week, not month. But I'm aiming for at least 2 or 3 times a month to post in here, and then I post also videos on my Patreon where you can join me to have more material, so more videos and audio podcasts and posts and free patterns and everything. So yeah, join us over there if you want extra content. Usually I start with what I'm wearing, but I'm gonna save that for a little bit because I actually want to talk about sewing at first. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have noticed that I have created another account on Instagram together with a friend whose name is Susanne. And you might know Susanne as my photographer, and she is a dear friend of mine. And we have been working together for over 5 years now in different projects, in different constellations, in, you know, different contexts. But recently we wanted to do something together that has been highly requested from my audience, and that is sewing patterns for especially my dress and my jacket, and also the pair of pants that I use to sew a lot. So this has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been wanting to do sewing patterns, but I just haven't the knowledge and skills to grade sewing patterns. Knitting patterns is another thing. You know, I get the basic, you know, skill. I know what you need to do, but I don't know how to do it well so it fits everybody, and that the sizes are proportionate and everything. So, but Susanne is actually she went to school for pattern grading or pattern cutting, pattern drawing. So she's actually educated in this, which is very nice. So we just thought that we might join forces and make sewing patterns, which we have started to do now. So our Instagram account is called Gro Design Studio. So Gro is a word in Swedish that means grow. Yeah, and all the dresses, and all the patterns that we make will be called something to do with a herb or a flower or a plant of some sort. So that is our main structure. So if you want to follow us, I will link the Instagram down below and you can go and have a look. We will actually release our first pattern in May, which is very soon, and we're soon looking for testers. It might be that the test call already got out when you see this video, because it's Tuesday now and this is released on Saturday. The first pattern that we are going to release and test and everything is the Rölleka Dress. And this dress is my main dress staple in my wardrobe. So I use this model all of the time. And Susanne made a pattern based on the dresses that I made before, which is a sleeveless dress with a bodice and darts. And it has a zipper in the back, and then it got a pleated skirt. So yeah, and you can make the skirt how long or short that you want. It's really easy to shorten it or lengthen it. I will put some pictures here just so you can see how the dress looks. And yeah, that is the Rölleka dress. And Rölleka is can't remember the word in English now. Yarrow. I think it's yarrow. And yeah, that is our first dress, and we named it Rölleka because I wanted it to go together with Rota, because that is the most common pairing that I have, like one of these dresses and a Rota cardigan. So Rölleka and Rota is a pair, and that will also be offered. I think it will be offered as a bundle on my website, which is, you know, nice. But yeah, so that is my news when it comes to sewing. So today I'm going to talk about my active whips, and I don't actually, yeah, I have 1.5 finished project, so I don't have that much to show off because I'm working on loads of different things at once. So it's a slow process. But yeah, so I talked about Gro and Rölleka. I'm gonna put my coffee down. It's actually morning here now. It's like 8 o'clock and it's really bright and sunny and warm outside. So yeah, it's looking to be a very nice warm day. Okay, so the first thing that I actually finished in its entirety are these trousers. So yeah, this is a fabric that I bought. It's a what do you say? It's a it has a pattern. It has a square pattern, and it was actually green and white before, but I wanted it to be not as bright, so I dyed it. But as I didn't have a pot that could fit all of the fabric, I had to cut it up in pieces and then dye it. So the pieces, of course, have different dye lots. So I have a main fabric that is darker and one that is lighter. And to be able to make these pants, I wanted to, and when I made these pants, I wanted to play with the different shades of green. So I made the pockets dark on the back of the pants, but the main fabric is lighter, and then the opposite on the front. So yeah, I'm really pleased with these. These are just, you know, stay-at-home pants, chill pants, if you call them that. And they are, the model is Archer Workpants. Sorry, I didn't say what I was wearing. So this is just like a prototype dress, because we're actually making one of these dresses for Gro. It is a dress without shoulder seams, so it's cut on a fold, and then the sleeves are put in and gathered. And then I have a placket here, but I just put some snap buttons because I was in a hurry and I just wanted it to be a really smooth look. And it just have a gathered skirt, so nothing fancy there. And then I have a belt. But yeah, I really love this design. I'm hoping that we will be able to do this soonish. And I actually bought a pattern, no, not a pattern. I bought a fabric for it. So I bought something that I've been searching for a long time, like since last summer, I think, because I wanted a black black cotton embroidery anglais. I don't know. In Swedish it's called broderi anglais, which is this fabric where you have embroidery and holes like all over the fabric. And that, oh yeah, I have it here in my petticoat. So like this. And I wanted this kind of fabric for a black summer poofy relaxed dress. So now I'm getting that because I ordered it and it's on its way home. And I'm making one of these dresses in that fabric. I'm like seeing me on midsummer with this black dress, because I think it's really beautiful when you have a black, very airy, thin dress, like a, yeah, almost like a see-through dress. And then you have like flowers and yeah, like nice colorful earrings and everything. So that is my vision. Yeah, but I have the pants are the Archer work pants by Matchy Sewing Club. It's a really nice pattern. I really like the fit of them, and I usually raise the waist by like 5 centimeters because I have a really high waist. So yeah, I usually do that, but otherwise I don't make any alterations to the pattern. It's great, and it's really easy sewing project. If you're new to making pants or new to sewing and you just want to try something out, it's really easy to make these pants. They are great, and these instructions are really great. So that is my first and only finished object in its entirety. But then I have 50% finished project. So I have these socks. Okay, so these are the Brigid socks. And this is my next pattern in my Folklore and Fiber collection that is coming out in a few weeks. It is coming out on April, the 30th of April, because that is is it Beltane? Yeah, it's Beltane, or as we call it here, Valborg. But Brigid is actually an Irish goddess. That has to do with that time of year, and I just love these socks. This is when I did the test call for this, because it's already in testing. When I did the test call, I called them my dopamine knitting, or my dopamine socks, because they are so fun to knit. It has you start at the toe and then you work the color work. You make a short row heel, then add some color work to the top, and then make a lace. If you see here, it's a lace start to the ribbing, and of course you can make the cuff longer if you want to, or you can you know add to it to make it longer. I just love the color combination. This might be my favorite color combination, red and yellow together with a natural color. This is actually a pink color. So this is a Ramafinul that I'm knitting in, and I know it's not a sock yarn, but you know, I have never worn out a pair of socks. I don't think I ever have done that actually. So I'm just going with this, and I think this is gonna be like a really nice summer kind of sock that you just, when you sit outside in the evening having dinner, maybe you can put these on and just to be a bit warmer. But they are really cozy, and I love doing color work in Ramafinul. And I'm using this really dark heathered red, and then this very light pink together with a yellow. So that is my favorite combo. And at the top I'm using the same, this is the same yellow that I used in my Rota, because I have loads of that color. But yeah, so this is my Brigid socks. They are coming out on April 30th, and they are in testing, and I will put some pictures here of the test knitters socks because they are so lovely. And I'm loving that one of them did like an alternating color work with the colors. So one row of color work might be like this, but on the second row she switched the colors. So for me that would be the yellow as the main portion of the color work, and then the dots would be pink. And I think that was such a cute idea, but I didn't have enough of this to be able to do that. So I might cast on another pair. We shall see. But I'm also making a mitten design in this and releasing it like later in the year. So maybe I will do that for that project. So yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, so these are really good for scrap yarns, and you can make it in any 2-ply or a sock yarn, of course, if you want to have something sturdier. But I think it's gonna be, they're very soft and squishy to wear, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem for me, you know. But yeah, so I love them. This was really fun to knit, and I've been craving one of these color work knitting projects for a long time, so it just felt really nice to cast on and finish quick, because it's also a really quick knit. It's knit on 3mm needles, but it fills out very nicely when it's this 2-ply woolen spun yarn. But yeah, so that is my second project that I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my t-shirt. Oops, everything is falling. So the next project is something that I actually started over and did a new, I altered it a bit, because I have been working on this, and this is a t-shirt design that I'm releasing in July, and I love the color, I love the yarn, I love the, you know, I love most of it, but I don't love the construction, because I'm not a drop shoulder or set-in sleeve kind of person, I think, not for this kind of garment. So I actually cast on a new version, and I'm making it, this looks really bulky right now because it's not, I haven't, the last one was blocked just because I wanted to get the true feeling of it. But this is my new sample, and this is a raglan with short rows that I worked back and forth and then connected in front and then just continued. So you can see that the lace is worked in a different way. You don't have lace on every other row, or every row, which was the last one. I thought that was a bit too see-through for me, but this is made on every 4th row, so it's more like a boxy eyelet feel to it. But I'm really loving this so far. I'm gonna add a color to it soon, just to be able to try it out and see if I like it, but I really enjoy knitting on this. This was a really fun, quick knit as well. I think I worked most of this yoke in one day this weekend. So yeah, but I'm thinking it's gonna be a really nice t-shirt, and it's gonna be a really nice, airy, flowy t-shirt that I just really enjoy having this summer. Yeah, I'm gonna add a color, as I said, and then when I'm done with the yoke and started on the body, I will add a color just to see that it works out the way I want. But yeah, so this is something that I'm making right now. I love this color, but yeah, I really love this, and I love the wide raglan seam, because I have in this, like in between every eyelet row, I have 3 stitches wide in the ribbing. So I think this is really nice. I think it's gonna be a great detail when it's finished. I'm gonna block this one for the next episode so you can see how the fall is, like the yeah, how it drapes, because this is a really nice yarn. This is Duo from Smartless, and it's woolen and it's wool and cotton together, and it's a really nice summer yarn. Yeah, I love this color. It's beautiful. Okay, that is something that I'm working on, and I'm expecting a test call in the start of May, somewhere. May, June, yeah, and then July, yeah, somewhere around May, the first 2 weeks in May, I would say. Okay, so I have a crazy project here. I made a swatch to, I don't know if I made it to make a project or if I made that swatch just to see if the colors would go together or just to make something. I can't remember really. But it was, let me see if I can show you. Was it? I think it was these two squares. Okay, so I can maybe show you these two squares, those two. I made that just to see if the colors would go together, which I think they do. And then I just wanted to make a scrap yarn project. And I wanted to make a cardigan for Hilma, so I paired those two together and I'm now making her a crazy cardigan. But I think it's really cute. So this is the back. So you have 4 squares and then you have some short rows in the neck, and then now I'm working on the sleeve. And the front looks like this so far, but it's gonna I'm gonna make what do you say? I'm gonna make button bands and a neck ribbing, of course. But I think it's a really fun knit. I haven't knit on it for a while now, but I really enjoy the lines, like the lines that goes different ways. And I really love to make garter knitting for children in a striped colorway. But yeah, so this is I'm gonna show you the shoulder because I'm working on the sleeve, the first sleeve right now. And this is, sorry, this is really hard to show. So this is the sleeve and this is the shoulder and the space for the head here. So I really love that detail. But yeah, so I'm just making this out of it is DK weight, so 100 meters on 50 grams or 200 meters on 100 grams. And this is just scrap yarns that I had at home in this yarn weight. So I have some Swedish wool, I have some campus 3-ply, I think. Yeah, it's mostly 3-ply, and I think this is going to be a great sweater for the summer because it's kind of airy and light, but I think it's also going to be able to grow a bit when she grows. So yeah, I'm just thinking this is so cute and I'm really looking forward to having it finished. I just have to prioritize it a bit more. But yeah, I think it's cute. And I'm also gonna make a version that is like different colors but not striped, so you can see how if you want to make one block in a solid color, how that would look like. And I'm thinking about making that for my niece Saga, because then she can model it in the pictures. And yeah, I'm making a pattern out of it, hopefully soonish. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the last project that I'm working on right now, like an active whip. I have other whips, but you know, you have to prioritize sometimes. So I have this shawl, and this is my last skein. So this is the 3rd skein, and this is also a 3-ply. And I love the 3-ply in cables and slipped stitches. So this is my Eostre shawl, and it's gonna block out a bit, but you know, this is, maybe I will knit to the end of the row because then you can see more how it will look. Oops. I hope that was intentional. Oh yeah, they are emptying the trash outside. So yeah, that's good timing that I don't talk about something important now. I'm also going to talk about the Hunger Games. soon when I finished with my knitting projects because that was a wild ride. Have you read The Hunger Games, the new book, or the old books as well? I read them when I was a teenager and I loved the original trilogy, and then I read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and didn't like it at all. Didn't like the movie, but I'm really not interested in President Snow and his upbringing, so it wasn't maybe that shocking that I didn't like it. But this fifth book is about Hamish Abernathy, and it was a really good one. So here you go. You can see a bit of the shawl, because it's on a smaller needle. But this is going to be a really nice big cabled shawl that I'm really looking forward to block, because I think it's going to be an amazing shawl when blocked also. So I just made the cables all along, and then I just started to make the last section of it, which is a garter rib section. So I will, you know, the braid that you see here, it will go hopefully to the middle if I've done my calculations right. So yeah, this is gonna be a big shawl. It's gonna be a very big shawl, but I really wanted to have like big chunky shawl for winter, and also like summer evenings, like maybe even more like a blanket that you can have around your shoulders, or just cozy up in. And I think it's gonna be, you know, I blocked this part so you can see it's gonna be laying more flat and be a bit wider because the cables and everything pull it together. But yeah, it's a really nice knit to work on, because the yarn is an amazing yarn. It's a 3-ply from Ullcentrum Öland, and I really love working with it because it feels like it's so soft when you touch it. It's a really luxurious yarn, and I'm really looking forward to working with it in the future as well. So yeah, this is my Eostre shawl, which is the same stitch pattern as the Eostre mitts that I released on Ostara. Yeah. Okay, so that was all my knit things. Okay, so I have a few things that I wanted to talk about that I've been watching and listening to and reading. So let's start with Hunger Games. As I told you before, it's the 5th book in the series, and I really didn't like the 4th book. I was really disheartened. Yeah, so I was really worried that I wouldn't be enjoying this book as well, but I really did. This was more like the first trilogy, in feeling and in storytelling, and in, you know, we really they have this concept around the Hunger Games in this book. They didn't have that because it was so early in the Hunger Games history when we read about President Snow. But yeah, so it was really nice. I read it in Swedish, and I think it was good because my brain is just not coping with, you know, if I'm gonna read something right now that isn't non-fiction, I want it to be in Swedish because it's just easier for my brain. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that book. I finished it the other day, this weekend actually. I finished it, and I think it's really great. I'm hoping that this will be the last book in this series because I don't know who else she could write about that I care about this much, but I really enjoyed reading Hamish's story. Yeah, so if you read it, please let me know in the comments down below and we can chat about it. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna talk about is White Lotus. I'm finally joining the hype. So I watched the first season. It's 7 or 8 episodes, and I watched them in 2 evenings. So I just knit and watched the White Lotus season 1, and I really loved that season. Because I recognized a lot, so I have watched the first few episodes before, but this time I followed through, and it was really nice and really interesting characters, and an interesting concept. So I really enjoyed the first one, and then I started watching the second one, and it's fine. It's not my favorite so far. The first one is definitely my favorite, but I really enjoyed the cast in this one as well. So I have a few people in this cast that I really enjoy, and I think the third season, I know that everyone keeps saying that the first and second is the best, and then the third is a bit slow, but I don't know. I really like the cast in the third season, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna like that one as well. But I think they release them weekly, maybe, so I'm hoping that they will have gotten a bit further down the line when I am ready, because now it's Easter's and we're going away for the week, like from Thursday to Monday. We are busy every day, so I won't be able to watch it then. But also because White Lotus is available on HBO Max, we got a month of that, and they are releasing The Last of Us right now, season 2 of Last of Us, and I think that's weekly as well. Maybe we will wait and then watch everything, because we don't have a great track record with keeping up with series like once a week. So we'll see about that. And then I actually started listening to a new podcast that is called Smartless, and I will read you the hosts: Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, and they interview people, like famous people, and everyone has been on this podcast. Take my word for it, because they have gotten everyone. So they have, for example, I not listened to Hugh Grant, and Jude Law, Alicia Keys, James McAvoy, Lisa Kudrow, I love her, Andy Samberg, I don't know who that is, John Williams, what the heck, Trevor Noah, David Beckham, like everyone has been on this podcast. It's Kirsten Stewart, Jake Gyllenhaal, Amy Schumer. I found it by searching for podcasts with Reese Witherspoon, because she is one of my, she's a power woman that I really love to follow, and I love all of her TV series that her production team has, production company has produced. So yeah, I really love her, and I found that podcast through searching for her on Spotify. But yeah, so that was my tip for today. And also, if you haven't seen on my Instagram, I'm running an Easter sale now this week. So from Thursday, from Thursday to Monday, I'm running a 30% sale. So if you want to get any patterns, now would be the time, because this is a really great sale. I think that was everything that I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, now I will actually pack my things up and go to work. And next week, when I'm recording, when you're seeing the next week's episode of this podcast, I will have a pattern launch for you, which is really exciting, and I can't wait to share that sweater with you. But yeah, thank you for watching. And if you want to follow along on any other social media that I have, you can find my Instagram account, my Substack, my Patreon down below, and my Ravelry, of course. But thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.